Welcome to another lesson with Ming, and today we're going to extend our exploration of exponent. And in these lessons, our learning target is this. I can explain the meaning of a to the power of 1 over m, and I can change a to the power of 1 over m into a surd or vice versa. Let us start this lesson by reminding ourselves what we know about a to the power of m raised to the power of n. Very good. That is a to the power of mn, for example. M times n, for example. So we're going to start this exploration by considering a specific question. We want to ask this question, that is, what does it mean to have 3 to the power of half? All right, we're going to assume that 3 to the power of half is a real number. So it's any number that you can think of. But it's a real number, it's a particular real number. So we can now then write this 3 to the power of half raised to the power of 2, for example. If I consider this question, then from this particular rule up there, that should be half times 2 in the index. That means 3 to the power of 1. So what we have established then is 3 to the power of half raised to the power of 2 is actually 3. So if this is the case, then I can take the square root of 3 to the power of half raised to the power of 2. Taking the square root will cancel this. So that would be square root of 3. That means 3 to the power of half is just equal to square root of 3. Ta-da! So that will be my answer. What does 3 to the power of half mean? That means square root of 3. Now, then we come to a stage that we can conjecture. What is my conjecture? Well, I can conjecture or I can guess from this observation is that if I have a number raised to the power of half, that will be square root of a. So if I see square root of 5, then I can rewrite this as 5 raised to the power of half. So right now, let us check is 5 to the power of half is actually really equal to square root of 5. So let's assume that 5 over half is a number, and now I'm going to square this number. Well, if I square that number, then I will get equal to 5 to the power of 1. Now, because this is a square, I can now take the square root of this thing in the left-hand side. Well, if I take the square root of the left-hand side, I must take the square root of the right-hand side as well. So then I left with 5 to the power of half is exactly equal to square root of 5. So the answer is yes. Now, with this observation, we can come back to our original question. What does a to the power of 1 over m means? Well, the conjecture then will be, if this is 5 to raised to the power of half is square root of 5, or implicitly there's a 2 here. So a raised to 1 over m is just the mth root of a. That is, a what has to be raised m times in order to get a. What has to be raised m times in order to get a. So let's check whether this is actually true. So if I consider using the same thing above, a 1 over m, if I raise this whole thing to the power of m, then this will be just a 1 over m times m. So the index becomes 1. All right, a to the power of 1. In another word, a raised to the power of m, everything 1 over m raised to the power of m equal to a. And if I take the square root on both sides, then this become a 1 over m, mth root on both sides to cancel this index m here, then this become a raised by 1 over m equal to mth root of a. So with this, I can now write, for example, 5 1/3, this is just means cube root of 5. If you have 16 to the power of 1/4, 16 to the power of 1/4, then this means the fourth root of 16. In this case, this will be just, answer is 2. Answer is 2. So similarly, 1000 raised to the power of 1/3, that can be written as cube root of 1000. That is just the same thing as cube root of 10 raised to the power of 3. The answer is 10. How do I solve question number 1? Well, question number 1 can be solved this way. Well, actually, this is just 5 square root of 5 and 5 square root of 5. So this is power of 1, this is power of 2. So that means just 5 times square root of 5, 1 plus 2. Or 5 times square root of 5 to the power of 3. Next thing, what I can do is, this is just 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of half times 3. Right? So that will be 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 3 over 2. So the answer to that will be 5. 3 times 2 is, so that will be 6 over 2 plus 3 over 2. So the answer is 9 over 2. So we need to simplify this. As usual, we're going to start from the inside, the innermost item. So square root of 3 inside can be changed into 3 to the power of half. And that means we have now 3 times 3 to the power of half. So using one of the law of exponent, that would be just adding up the indices, 1 plus half. That become 3 raised to the power of 3 half. Now we have the third here. The third is changed into a bracket, raised to the power of half. And here is 3 to the power of 3 half. And multiplying those things, the indices, the index with half, give me 3 to the power of 3/4. So that's the answer, 3 to the power of 3/4.